from a game last night that probably took something out of him. It was clearly unfortunate. Wade off the glass for two.
Yeah, a game like last night, as a player, I probably wouldn't sleep much at all. I mean, it would really eat away at you. You had that game when they fought hard to get back in the game and get control, and then to lose it down the stretch.
Jarvis Hayes for a long three, well off the rim, and controlled by Haslam. Heat have lost 4 straight. They lost Friday night to Denver, 100-92 here. They've also been beaten by the Spurs, the Clippers, and earlier by the Nuggets. All those games on the road, but they're off to a quick start and lead 4-0.
Well, Udonis Haslam is really one of those frontline players we spoke of. He's been struggling, has not had over 10 points in the last 4 games, and they need a little more scoring punch. And of course, you have a player like Dwayne Wade able to set you up with those open shots. You got to put those shots down.
Heat have been inconsistent this year, much the same as the Wizards have been since starting strong. Miami's had games where they've given up leads that they thought they were going to win. Jamison dumps it inside for Haywood. Brendan's short shot is good. Brendan with a terrific game last night. 16 points, matched his season high.
And remember, he got off to that great start in Indiana. Had 8 of the team's first 10 points.
They've been going to him, and with a bit of a size mismatch here, they can as well. But that'll change once Shaq comes into the game. Miami has started hot. And the Heat are 3 for 3 to start the game.
And Haslam with 2 of those made field goals.
Wizards come off 2 consecutive losses, losing last night 118-111 to Chicago, and at Indiana on Thursday 111-87. 5 seconds as Jamison shoots and misses everything.
Well, we hear Eddie Jordan talk so much about Washington being organized in their half court. Another made field goal, this time by Payton, but offensively not getting impatient, but running your offense, force the defense to move around laterally until you get a comfortable shot, a high percentage shot.
Interesting, too, on the scoreboards throughout the arena here as Arenas takes his first shot and hits a 3. 3-pointer for Gilbert Arenas, who is 29th in the league, shooting 40% from long range. That was his 53rd of the year. Up on the scoreboard, they have Miami and Baltimore all over the place, which is kind of neat to see.
I see Floridians and Bullets, but I'm sure that you wouldn't lie to us.
Offensive rebound.
You're right. You pointed it out to me. Thank you, buddy.
That's okay. Where did you see Floridians and Bullets? I want to see that. Okay. This is a fairly new arena, as you know, 7th year for the American Airlines Arena, which seats 19,600. Take a look at it, show you some of the, there we go, Miami and Baltimore on the right. Very festive place, very bright, a lot of colors. It's almost like
well, the uniforms have a lot of colors.
Absolutely. Here's Alonzo, and his first shot no good, and that's just the second miss of the game for Miami as a team. Gilbert, nice move, baseline, draws contact, gets smacked to the floor, and let's see who they call it on. I think they'll get Alonzo.
You know, it's interesting. We have the ones to watch with Gilbert and Dwayne Wade, but we won't see those two really matched up head-to-head, but it would be kind of fun to see them going here. You're going to see Payton going against Gilbert Arenas. Payton, better known as the Glove, but he's been around a long time.
Gary Payton now in his 16th season in the league. Here's Jarvis Hayes, kicks it out for Jamison's 3-pointer, and that's no good. Antoine 0 for 2 so far. Wade lays it off. Haslam for James Posey. And Arenas keeps it alive. Nicely done. Gilbert gets bumped, shoots, and he goes down hard. He went down hard last night, Phil, in the no call, the infamous no call, and had to leave the game momentarily with a sore back.
Yeah, and you don't see Gilbert like that. I mean, he was sitting down in front of him. Hesitation move. Posey can't stay in front of him. You're going to see a lot of that tonight from him and Dwayne Wade. Both these guys about the same size, extremely aggressive, but yet explosive and strong.
Well, last night, Gilbert went to the free throw line 20 times and made 16 of them.
But I'm sure that Eddie Jordan and the rest of the Wizard organization would have liked to have seen him go at least 22 times.
Absolutely.
You're right, that one play, a critical no call.
Wizards had a 14-point lead on Chicago with under 5 minutes to play. It was 9 points with a little over 3 minutes to go, and continued to dwindle as the Bulls outscored Washington 16-0 to end the game. Wade now guarded by Jeffries. Haywood on Alonzo down low. Mourning. Nice shot.
Well, that time Brendan brought his hands down. He's a good shot blocker, one of the top 11th in the league in shot blocking.
Arenas turning it on here. Gilbert 2 for 2. Has 7 points in the game. Gilbert currently 4th in the league in scoring at 27.9 points a contest. Udonis Haslem. Jeffries. Gilbert pops the jumper. It's a little bit strong and taken down by Haslem. Gilbert's first miss in 3 attempts. 10-9 Miami. 7:07 to go, first quarter.
Well, Jarvis doing a good job trying to play Wade without the ball, making him have to really work just to receive it, and then he turns and makes a tough shot.
Wade averages 26.7 points a game. He's 5th in the league. He's 13th in the league in assists at 6.7. And he's 3rd in the league in steals at 2.2, and there's a timeout. And with 6:52 to go, Dwayne Wade, who is 2 of 3 from the field, has 4 points. His Miami Heat lead the Wizards by 3. Shaquille O'Neal, who's missed the last 18 games, was injured in game 2. He's averaged 15 points and 6 rebounds in his 2 games that he played. Haywood got bumped with no call.
I thought he slipped, actually, lost his footing.
Wave, that's goaltending.
That was Jared Jeffries. Already had a block shot on the previous possession by Miami, but that clearly coming down. Dwayne Wade, this is the area you got to keep him out of. He's so tough. And I don't know if I've ever seen a guard hit dunks as much as Dwayne Wade does whenever he gets around the basket.
Hayes open jumper good. Jarvis hits.
Jarvis Hayes.
And the Wizards cut it to 1, 14-13 with 5:12 to go first quarter. Last year, Miami won 4 in the regular season. The year before that, they won 4. The year before that, they won 3 of 4. Here's Shaq inside, foul, and he'll go to the line. Antoine Jamison looked at Orlandis Poole and said, I got all ball, but they'll send Shaq to the free throw line, where he is 6 of 11 on the season.
Oh, he's so powerful. Watch him just back Brendan down low, and sometimes he gets away with some of that extra contact. Moved him out of the way with that right shoulder, and then drew the foul from Jared Jeffries.
In his second year with the Heat, after 8 in LA and his first 4 up the road in Orlando, last year averaged almost 23 points a game. That was 12th in the league, was all NBA first team. And now in his 14th year in the league. And Wizards are in the lane too soon. It was on Jamison, and they'll give Shaq another try.
Eddie Jordan going to his bench, bringing in Michael Ruffin for Jared Jeffries. I thought he had 2, but no, he just has 1 personal. I think that's the first team foul, right? There's Michael Ruffin.
And Shaq misses all 3. 14-13 Heat. Arenas around the screen, measures, shoots, misses. Ruffin blocked out by Haslem. Wizards have not led in the game. Miami's been up by as many as 6. Into Shaq again. Backs in on Haywood, and he's tied up. They're not going to call the travel.
Well, I still think that left shoulder going into Brendan, dislodging the defender, backing him underneath. Watch this. Watch that left shoulder. Watch how far back Brendan. He's trying to hold his spot, and that's just backing him down.
So Shaq back to the free throw line.
At the line, Shaquille O'Neal.
I mean, you got to figure with him being out as long as he has, some of that mobility that we usually see from Shaq is not going to be as sharp as it normally is. You want to try and hold your ground and try and force him to do something away from the basket. And I thought Brendan did a pretty good job defensively, but they just allowed Shaq to really bang him down low.
Makes 1 of 2. As the Wizards tip the ball out of bounds, it will be Miami ball. Wizards average 13.7 turnovers a game. That's 4th in the league. Last night they committed 22 against Chicago.
Yeah, both teams a lot of turnovers, but down the stretch has really hurt Washington.
Posey dribbled the ball out of bounds, and Miami turns it over. The Heat are 23rd in the league in turnovers. They average almost 16 a game. That's their first. Jamison, runner, Ruffin tips it to himself. Now Arenas for 3. Haywood gets this one. Gilbert splits inside, goes up, draws contact, and he'll shoot 2. It's on Posey. Gilbert back to the free throw line where he's 2 of 2 so far tonight.
With Gilbert Arenas and Dwayne Wade, you're seeing 2 very powerful point guard players that like to attack the basket, can finish strong, and also can play off the contact when they're making their move to the basket. And both get to the free throw line considerably. Wade a little bit more than Gilbert.
And the return of Caron Butler to Miami, and for Antoine Jamison. Caron was the 10th overall pick by the Heat in 2002 and played here for 2 years until they traded him to Los Angeles and part of the Shaquille O'Neal deal. Butler had 2 strong years here, and then last year had his career high with the Lakers, 15.5 points a game. And with the Wizards, he's averaging 14.2. Coming off the bench. Last year he started all his games. Payton around the screen for Antoine Walker. Wade kicked it off his foot, goes right to Walker. He lost it off the basket and turned it over.
Good job by Jarvis Hayes. That, again, that's going to be critical, how efficiently or how effectively they're able to keep Dwayne Wade from breaking the defense down and forcing other players to help out.
So we're tied at 15. And the Wizards with a chance to take the lead for the first time in this game. Arenas, Shaq helped out. They go to Butler. Now he puts up the jumper and misses. Wade spins inside, score it, and he'll go to the line. Fouls on Jarvis Hayes.
Dwayne Wade, just a relentless performer. Will not settle for that outside shot, always looking to get inside, loves the spin moves. You see him spin twice there. Finally get the contact, has a chance for the three-point play.
8 points in the game for Dwayne Wade in his 3rd year from Marquette. Just a 76% free throw shooter so far this year, but he makes the 3-point play. And the Heat up by 3. Butler guarded by Shandon Anderson. Tries it again. This time he misses, and a loose ball foul is called on Antoine Walker, I believe. And there's a timeout in Miami with 2:52 to go in the first quarter. In a quiet crowd so far, their Heat lead by 3. Wade in transition. Knocked up into the air by Hayes and a foul called on Jarvis. That'll be his second personal. And they'll give Dwayne Wade 2 shots.
First team foul.
You saw him to get that ball at half court. You know what he's going to try and do, and that's just attack the basket. And it's a 2-on-1 situation, so Jarvis doing a good job to not give up the layup. You have some of his teammates hustling, but had to break it up at the ball.
Wade now 3 for 3 from the line, has 11 points. Antoine Jamison back in for the Wizards, and he gets Jarvis Hayes. And Gerald Fitch, who spent some time in the Wizards organization, in fact this year was on the summer team, is in for Miami. Listed as a rookie from Kentucky. Udonis Haslem back in for Shandon Anderson. Heat average 95.8 points a game. They give up 93.8. Shoot 46% from the field. That's 11th in the league. And 36% from three-point range, which is 14th in the NBA. They're also 4th in the league in blocks, and much of that because of Alonzo, averages 3.7. He's number 1 in the league in blocks. There's Gerald Fitch from Kentucky, 6'3", 188. Gilbert guarded by Fitch. Penetrates, draws a foul.
Well, it's good to see Gilbert take that contact with Shaq and bounce off it. I was a little concerned. Look at him drive baseline, get by Fish, and there's Shaq right there to meet him.
Sorry to interrupt you, partner. That play reminded me exactly of the play last night when Arenas drove to the basket and instead there was no call.
No call at all, yep.
Same spot on the floor, everything.
Yep, from that side of the court, no question about it. The only difference was time in the game. There was about 2 minutes left in the game there.
Could have been a critical call or no call, as it were. Gilbert makes the first. He's 5 for 5 from the line, has 10 points.
Washington getting and making their free throws right now.
They did that last night as well. As a team, the Wizards shot 83% from the free throw line, 34-41. Haywood fronting Shaq. Here's Wade. Walker spots Shaq inside. Short jump hook, no good. Nice rebound by Ruffin.
Good job working inside that time by Brendan Haywood.
Jamison for a three-pointer, no good. Shaq the rebound. Antoine has missed all 4 of his shots. Miami loses it.
That was a tough pass for Udonis to handle that ball. Once it hit the ground, it just really took off on him, and he wasn't able to follow it as well.
The Wizards have missed their last 8 attempts from the field. Antoine will try it again. This one's too strong. Arenas for a long 3. Wizards now 0 for their last 10 from the field.
So what's important, they're not allowing Miami to run off a series of baskets. They're getting some stops on the defensive side.
Shot clock is off, 5 seconds to play. They leave Fitch open for the 3. Tipped up, no good, that will not count. No basket.
No basket.
I think that was pretty close. It's certainly worth a look.
And the officials will look at it, but I don't believe he got it. I think that red light came on just before the tip. What do you think?
We'll get a good look at it from this angle.
All right, Floridian.
Yep, you're right. Quick and very accurate eyes.
Thank you so much, my friend. So the first quarter has come to an end in Miami, and the Wizards trail the Miami Heat 21-18. We're coming back for second quarter action from the Sunshine State right after this. Wizards get it to Arenas, who throws it up. And Thomas flushes it down and then hangs to avoid stepping on Arenas. And the Wizards have their first lead of the game, 30-29. Walker sees some space. Running shot good.
Antoine Walker.
A little indecisiveness on the part of who was going to stop the ball handler.
7 points for Walker off the bench. The shot by Arenas, no good. Gilbert now 2 of 9 from the field, 6 of 6 from the line, has 11 points. Dwayne Wade.
From Atkins20.
Well, this is an excellent time with them limiting Shaq's minutes and Alonzo with 3 personals and really try and get inside, make some things happen. Nice shot there from Chucky. Is that a 3?
It is. That's his 12th on the season in 39 attempts this year. Remember, he was 6 of 7 from three-point range in the double overtime win at Detroit. That helped win the game for the Wizards. Slapped away to Posey to Walker. And a foul on Chucky Atkins.
Bullets foul, 7, Chucky Atkins.
It's one of those plays, again, as a defender, you're not allowed to touch the offensive player when they're making their move to the basket. Chucky picked up the foul there.
And they brought Shaquille O'Neal back in the game, replacing Antoine Walker. Shaq played 7 minutes so far. Go back to him with a Thomas on it. A little help from Butler. Misses off the glass. Wizards get the rebound. Shaq 0 for 2 from the field. For Atan inside, and he got fouled.
And that's what you want to do. Run the floor, get down quickly. Again, the condition of Shaq probably not at his best, so Ton hustles to get down, and he's able to get the quick entry pass and draw the foul.
Atan 21 of 33 from the free throw line this year, 64%. Now in his 5th season in Washington, came from Dallas in the deal for Juwan Howard 5 seasons ago. Last year, you remember, he played just 47 games after pulling his abdominal muscle in training camp, missed the first 32, and then he hurt it again right on this floor in Game 3 against Miami. And the Wizards were playing a pretty good game that game as well. Or actually, that was Game 2, I'm sorry. Game 2, the first 2 were here. Right. Posey gets around Butler for the running, hanging shot, no good. Wizards by 1. Butler goes to the glass.
Oh, nice move.
Reverse layup by Caron. Butler in Washington has its largest lead of 3.
He was prepared for James Posey, who came to challenge the shot on one side, but he hung, drifted to the other side using that left hand. A beautiful play from Caron.
Into Shaq. Thomas reaches in and fouls him. He takes up so much space in that lane.
Strong. Take a look at this last bucket by Caron Butler. Watch him float to the other side and uses the left hand with a little bit of English. Beautiful play. And he sees Posey coming to the one side. He floats to the other side.
3rd assist for Gilbert Arenas. And Shaq back to the line where he's 1 of 4 tonight. Shaq was the #1 overall pick by Orlando after his junior year at LSU. The Lakers signed him as a free agent in '96. Traded to the Heat for Butler, Lamar Odom, and Brian Grant were part of that deal, and a 1st and 2nd round pick. And for the 2nd time tonight, the Wizards with a lane violation because Shaq has that hesitation thing at the top of his shot.
Yeah.
You got to know that, though. Got to know your opponents. It doesn't hurt Washington. 36-34 Wizards. Arenas looking for Thomas. Back to Jamison. Antoine for Chucky. Atkins. And Arenas. Gilbert tripped in the lane. And let's see if they call it on Shaq.
That's what I thought they were, and that's where it seemed like the trip came from. Shaq. Did they call it on Wade?
They called it on Shaq,
yeah.
But it is the third personal
Gilbert
on Shaquille O'Neal.
Guy, they put, watch, right there. There,
yep.
The right foot stepped up, and he tripped over Shaq's foot. No question about it.
Gilbert penetrates, jump stop, finds Atkins for the three, and he got it. That's his second three of the game. It'd be great to see him come alive.
Oh, wouldn't it though?
And a timeout, Miami. Wizards.
Timeout or a foul?
I'm sorry, it's a
Gilbert
foul.
Came out of his shoe.
Yes, he did.
His first penalty.
I thought Van Gundy called a time, but it's a first on Arenas and threw a shoe in the process. I like those orange shoes, Phil.
You were saying that last night.
I was looking at Brendan Haywood.
Yeah. Chucky Atkins spots up with the assist from Gilbert Arenas. Nails his second three of the night. Sure would be good to see Chucky get that fire going in that right arm.
For the Floridians,
They'll bring Antoine Walker back in and sit Shaq down now with three personals. He's got 2 points, 3 rebounds. He's missed both of his field goal attempts, 2 for 6 from the line. And Payton, an 81% free throw shooter this year, gets another one. 37 years old. Gets them both. Wizards by 3. 3:35 to play, first half. Arenas splits defenders, lays it up, and missed the short shot. Thomas got hit from behind and fouled by Payton, who doesn't like it, but he got him across the arm.
I'll tell you what I was worried about was Aton getting called for 3-second lane violation. After that rebound, brought it down. He moves around. There's the reach right there over the arm. And I think if Gary would see that replay, he would agree that that was a foul.
You think he'll see the replay?
I doubt if he'll see the replay.
Todd Thomas, 2 of 3 from the line, has 4 points and 2 rebounds off the bench for Washington. The Wizards look to equal their largest lead of 5. And they do. 41-36 Wizards. 11-3 scoring run in the last 2:16 for Washington. Wade splits defenders, goes up, scored the field goal, and he's fouled on the play.
Remember, one of our keys, keeping Dwayne Wade out of the painted area. He can do so much damage once he gets that penetration. You know, I watched some of that Denver game the other night, and what George Karl did, they had 2 players out there as soon as Wade touched the ball and try and cut down any angle of penetration in the last 2 or 3 minutes, and it was very effective.
Cannot convert the three-point play. Last year he averaged over 24 points a game and 6.8 assists. Both were 9th in the NBA. Arenas looking for Thomas. Bad pass, but he got it. Aton fires for Atkins. Chucky to try to get his third three, and he does.
Yes, good recognition by Aton Thomas. He had 2 or 3 defenders surrounding him and found the open man on the other side.
Wizards have their largest advantage of 6 points. Wade spins inside, missed it. Thomas the rebound. Atkins looks for penetration, throws it up and in. Chucky Atkins gets up underneath of Antoine Walker, and now Stan Van Gundy will take a time to a chorus of boos here at the American Airlines Arena. Well, the Wizards trailed by 3, 33-30 with 5:4 left, and since then have been on a 16-5 run. And in the second quarter only, Chucky Atkins has 11 points. Caron Butler has 10.
Boy, Chucky really zeroing in on the basket. He's 3 for 3 from three-point range, only missed one shot. He's 4 of 5 with 11 points. Boy, it is, might be too early to mention it, but boy, it's certainly starting to be reminiscence of that Detroit game where he came in and was on fire.
Hit 6 of 7 threes in that game, has 3 here tonight, as you said, 4 of 5 overall.
And now it's so important. You got 2 minutes, 26 seconds for the Wizards to finish these last 2 minutes strong. Don't have breakdowns defensively, not giving up anything cheap inside, and getting good quality possessions on the offensive side.
Payton to try to back down Chucky Atkins, goes inside, kicks it to the corner. Walker on the short jumper off the glass, no good.
Good stop.
Up ahead to Caron Butler, who lays it up and in, and the Wizards lead by 10.
Boy, that takes a lot of concentration. He had Posey that was down around his knees. And sometimes you have a tendency to look down and lose your concentration. Not the case with Caron. He finished it well.
Yeah, that was a good defensive stop, and they got it in transition. 1:43 to go in the half. This guy's been too quiet, Phil. And he hit it, and he's traveling. Traveling called on Dwayne Wade. 7th turnover for Miami.
And they don't have anything inside to really go to. You're going to see the last couple of minutes here, Dwayne Wade really trying to take matters into his own hands. So he's going to be vital for Washington to keep out of the middle and to keep a lot of pressure on defensively.
Still made that shot, which was unbelievable. But they called him for shuffling his feet.
Washington was still only 1 turnover, none this quarter.
Arenas stripped away, stolen, and here's the turnover you talked about, and it leads to a Gary Payton layup.
From Hoops Wade.
Jamison's open jumper, no good. He is really struggling. 1 of 9 from the field.
More importantly, he hasn't been close on any of his shots.
Does have 7 rebounds in the game. Wade dumps it underneath. Haslam. And Eddie Jordan will take a 20-second timeout. Wizards 10-point lead down to 6 with 48.4 seconds to play. Last night, Gilbert had 9 turnovers in the game against Chicago. Here's that last basket by Haslam.
But you can't rest when you're on defense. You don't want to allow those points in the paint. Right now, Miami with 16 points inside.
48-42.
Can't catch the influx on sports radio.
Boy, Steve, what a turnaround it's been. Remember, we talked about Washington shooting 23%, 5 of 22 in the first quarter, where they really turned it around. In the second quarter, 12 of 22. That's 55%.
They made 7 more field goals in this quarter than they did the first in the same amount of attempts. Into a Ton Thomas. Spins, misses the short jumper. Walker is there for the rebound.
Dagger pick to get Wade the ball.
Now he pops the jumper. No good. Haslam is there. Jamison pulled it away. That was amazing. 8th rebound for Jamison. Boy, Haslam had terrific position, but Antoine just wanted it more. Arenas for 3. No good. Tip up, and it won't count. And that's the end of the first half. So 4 unanswered points by Miami cuts it to 6 after the Wizards had their largest lead of the game, 10 points. But a much more productive second quarter for Washington.
Floridian fans, please welcome.
Wizards by 3. What a sequence. Wizards gambled on defense, and Dwayne Wade made them pay.
His 39th dunk on the year. That's incredible for a guard after only 20 games, 21 I should say now.
Guys are 6'4", plays like he's 6'10". Offensive rebound, knocked away. And a foul will be called on Brendan Haywood.
Wizards foul number 33, Brendan Haywood, his third, team's third.
Warning upset. He felt the foul should have been called earlier. Here's that last dunk by Dwayne Wade. Anytime he gets around the basket, you can believe he's going to try and finish with a dunk.
Udonis Haslam. He nearly traveled.
I thought so too. I thought he dragged that left pivot foot.
6 minutes to go, third quarter. Wade off a screen, dumps it into Alonzo. And Greg Willard calls a foul inside, and I believe it's on Mourning. Correction, James Posey, that's his third. And Alonzo's going to take a seat. And Shaq is back in. Shaq has played 7 minutes. He's 0 for 2 from the floor, 2 for 6 from the line, 3 rebounds, 3 fouls, 2 points. Ron Butler in for Washington. Gary Payton called for a foul. His third personal.
His third, team foul number 4.
Hey, if you want to learn how to play defense, Gary Payton from a guard position, he's a good player to watch. He knows how to play the passing lane, but also he knows how to play heads up and stay in front of his man. Sometimes he gets caught reaching, but you know.
Quick shot by Arenas is good.
Defenders again are working hard.
17 points for Gilbert Arenas. 3 of 16 from the field. He's made all 10 of his free throws. Wade kicks it out. Posey in the corner for 3. 9th best three-point shooter in the NBA, James Posey.
This is a situation where Dwayne Wade just makes you. They got to block that time on Posey. Going back to my thought, Dwayne Wade makes his teammates better because you have to focus so much of your defensive attention on Dwayne Wade, keeping him out the middle. Here's that last play. Brendan stepping on the foot of Posey and then running into him. They call the block. Whose shoe is that off?
Not sure.
Boy, that's the second time we've seen his shoe come off.
Posey picks up his 4th personal. Haywood misses the free throw. Antoine Walker comes back in for Miami and replaces Posey. And the Wizards will get Michael Ruffin back in. Brendan misses them both. Heat by 2. Butler trying to fight through the screen, but they call a foul on him.
Foul number 3, Gerard Butler. His second, team foul number 4.
4th team foul, his second. There
He's already past the screen there, but had that left arm on the shoulder of Dwayne Wade.
Shaq with that massive body set such a large area for the screen. Walker for the 3. Arenas around Wade. Lost the ball. Picked up by Wade. Gilbert couldn't touch it. Wade scored.
Critical turnover. Washington doing so well managing their turnovers. Only their 6th turnover.
Butler's jumper a little bit short.
job by Brendan trying to battle Shaq underneath. He already has 3 personal fouls, Brendan does.
All you can do is try to hold your ground. Gilbert's shot no good. Walker the other way, chased by Ruffin. Again, they go to Shaq. This time he lays it in. Eddie wants a 20-second timeout. He'd have come back to take a 6-point lead. They're on an 11-2 run. 3:31 to go, third quarter. And Eddie Jordan will try to get his troops back in line.
Coming out of that timeout, I saw Shaq bring a couple of the players around, including Fitch, and he was directly talking to Fitch, and I gotta believe he was saying, look, when you're open, relax, put the shot down. You can make the shot, you know, instilling some confidence in the guys. He knows that he's going to need everybody to contribute. He's not just going to show up and everything's going to start working out well for Miami. They've lost 4 straight. They're not happy with their 10-10 record.
Ron Butler is 7 of 13 off the bench, has 14 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. And he's played well. Cuts the Miami lead to 2. Here's Fitch. He remains in the game. They go back to him. Boy, to illustrate that, how do you like that? Yeah. That is unbelievable. And I got to believe that's just what was being said. Foul on Arenas. Gilbert was not ready for the pass from Atkins, and the Wizards turn it over.
Peyton was already there in the passing lane. That was a poor pass by Chucky that time. And we've seen the Wizard guards do that a lot in terms of coming across half court and make kind of a haphazard pass over, and a good defensive player will look for those opportunities to slip in there. Of course, with Gary Payton, he got one of the best.
Right. Payton gets the first, played 12 years, 12 plus in Seattle. Traded to Milwaukee for Ray Allen, played briefly in Milwaukee, then the Lakers signed him as a free agent, played a year there, then they traded him to Boston, who sent him to Atlanta. The Hawks waived him, the Celtics re-signed him last season in March, and now he's here. Tom Thomas comes in for Brendan Haywood. Brendan's done a pretty good job down there, down low, trying to hold his ground against Shaq.
And it's interesting going back to Gary Payton, and here's a player that he thought would never end up leaving Seattle. He just thought that he would finish that eventually Hall of Fame career there in Seattle, but didn't happen.
Atkins around the Thomas screen from Butler, guarded by Walker. Pulls up on Antoine Walker and drains another one. Caron Butler with 16 points.
He was just zeroing in on the basket as he was playing with his dribble, crossing over from hand to hand, but he was seeing that basket.
Fitch goes all the way. That's blocked by Thomas and saved by Butler. What a great block. Now Chucky misses on his three-point attempt, but right there is Butler again.
Well, what court awareness by Caron Butler. Chucky pulled up for that shot. There was nobody close to the basket underneath for Washington, but Caron some kind of way pulled it in. Look at Atan trying to battle O'Neal down low, and Atan picks up the foul.
Eddie Jordan will get Jarvis Hayes back in. Caron Butler has
There's Caron
18.
Behind, going behind Chucky Atkins. He just beats everybody to the ball, and he makes a spectacular play, turning the wrong way from the baseline.
Twice this year he's hit 27 points in a game. Most recent game against Milwaukee.
And he's just measuring that basket, gets Antoine Walker to back off just enough, and drills the jump shot.
Shaq is 3 of 7 from the line, has 5 points and 4 rebounds. And a loose ball foul is called on Washington.
Well, this is a phase of the game, and it doesn't happen a lot, but it still happens too much. That puts gray hairs on coaches like Eddie Jordan. You know, rebounding the ball off of missed free throws and not allowing your opponents to get in position. You have the advantage, box out, don't let them get any kind of position, and secure their missed rebound.
which the Wizards were unable to do as they called Michael Ruffin for a loose ball foul that sends Udonis Haslem to the line. He misses the first. Ron Butler in the first quarter was 0 for 2, had no points and a rebound. Since then, he's 9 of 13, has 18 points, 4 boards, and 2 assists.
Sports starting to get familiar to him.
Heat by 4. Wizards led by as many as 10, but could not hold the lead. Atkins throws it up. That's blocked out of bounds by Shaq. Washington ball with 13 to shoot. Very close to coming down.
Yeah, but they missed the foul. Watch the hip action right there on Fitz. That's a foul. I'm sorry. You've got to call that.
Yeah, because there's too many other instances where any contact is called. So anytime an offensive player is driving, you've got to call it when there's contact made. That's plain and simple. That's the rule.
First penalty.
And now they do get this reach in there. But the other one was in the act of shooting. You sent Chucky to the line as he is right now.
His first free throws of the game. Gets that one. Chucky on the season 10 of 14 from the free throw line. Averaging a little better than 4 points, 2 assists. In his 7th year from South Florida. Heat by 2, under a minute to play in the third quarter. Walker for Fitch. They swing it to Haslem on the baseline and drills it.
From Gerald Fitch.
Ball foul on Miami.
Well, the foul's on Udonis Haslem, and he made an excellent play to pick off that pass at the other end. But Miami can't convert. Fitch mishandles that pass, and there you see Haslem going down, undercutting Chucky Atkins. Chucky going back to the line now.
At the line, Chucky Atkins.
A lot being said down here about the coaching staff, or I should say the head coach, Van Gundy. And of course, during the offseason, there was a quote from Pat Riley saying that he might spend more time down on the floor. And a lot of people assumed that was meaning that he would come back to coach and try to put those fires out.
Fitch, that's good if it goes.
I tell you what, the Wizards have seen more than their fair share of three-point shots, even desperation three-pointers. They just all seem to find their way to regular.
And that from a guy who was with the Wizards before training camp began. After 3 in Miami, it's the Heat 77 and the Wizards 72. Around a screen, looking for penetration, throws up a shot, no good.
He got contacted, he wanted the call, didn't get it though, and he's going to say something.
Rodney Mott looks at him, shakes his head no. A loose ball foul called to Tom Thomas. His third.
Team foul number 4.
There's the foul. The Atkins called for the infraction, and it'll be Heat ball and a half to play in regulation. Wizards trying to snap a 2-game losing streak. They're 8-10 on the year, and Miami trying to snap a 4-game losing streak. They're 10-10 on the year. Washington, though, just 1 game behind the Heat in the Southeast Division. There's Stan Van Gundy. In his rookie year as a coach, he took a team that won 25 games, turned it into a 42-win playoff squad. Then last season, they won an additional 17 games for 59 wins, the second best total in franchise history.
The old saying, though, what have you done for me lately? Right. Seems to be in effect here.
Well, you know, I mean, they won 59 last year, 59-23, made the playoffs for the 10th time in team history. Started the year 10-6, won a franchise best 14 consecutive games after that 10-6 start. And they went 15-1 against division opponents. That's an NBA record.
That's right. Southeast finished, I should say.
Arenas gets hit by Wade, and he'll shoot 2.
Well, we talked about these two players matching up, Wade and Gilbert Arenas, and we've seen that quite a bit tonight. Wayne getting the foul.
Gilbert made all 10 of his free throws. He's got 19 points, 4 of 20 from the field. Steve Buckhantz, Phil Chenier, our producer Wade Rowland, graphic artist Adam Miller celebrating his birthday today, and our director Chris Green. Happy birthday to Adam.
Adam looks good for 50.
Wade attacking inside, gets position. It looked like everybody just backed off of him, and he had an easy reverse layup.
Likes to get to the basket. Got to keep him away from it, though.
33 points for Dwayne Wade.
Offensive foul on the Wizards.
Well, here's that last basket by Wade. Loves to work the baseline. We saw him make another play, a shot just like that.
Called it on a Thomas, Phil. That's his 4th personal, and the Wizards commit their 10th turnover. Walker got hit by Jamison, and Antoine fouled him. So the Heat have matched their largest lead of 8 and can extend that here.
Well, Antoine trying to work inside, has a big body. As he goes up, the call was Jamison coming across the arm. I don't think Antoine really agreed with that call.
Antoine
Walker, 7 points off the bench. And now 2 of 5 from the free throw line. Miami has missed 11 free throws in the game. They're shooting 68%. And the Wizards are 20 of 24, 83%. Gilbert quickly down court. Looking to spin. Now works free for the open jumper, and it's a little bit strong.
Well, Gilbert has been getting some good looks. He just has not been able to get the foot down.
Morning. Thomas the rebound. 7:06 to go in the 4th quarter. Butler for the jumper. Got it. Boy, he has been scorching.
He really has.
Duran has 24 points. His season high is 27. Wade, his baseline, pulls up. Butler's there for the rebound. For Atkins, measures for three. Got it.
Well, good control by Caron Butler did not allow his momentum to carry him into a dangerous area. Instead, kicked it out to his wingman, and Chucky Atkins, another three-pointer for him.
His fourth of the game. Chucky Atkins off the bench with 18 points, and he helps the Wizards close it to three, 88-85. Wizards starters have totaled 37 points, and the Wizards cut the 8-point lead to three. Alonzo for Payton. Payton's long jumper rims it, and Butler is there. 7 rebounds for Caron Butler with 24 points. Off the glass, that's gonna be goaltending. Alonzo was ready to get the rebound, and it took an extra bounce.
I'm thinking, had he snatched that off cleanly,
the first time,
they may have let that go, but I still think it was over the cylinder. Right there, he grabbed it, but he didn't get it cleanly, and that ball still made contact with the rim. Washington only down by 1 now.
2 more points for Chucky Atkins, gives him 20. And the Wizards trail by 1. 5:22 to go in regulation. Posey. Payton. For Posey with 1 second. He gets it away. And the Wizards get the rebound. Butler is fouled by Payton.
Boy, that was so important. Posey got the shot off in time to make sure you secure that rebound. You play 24 seconds of strong defense. You don't want to give them a second opportunity. Caron Butler, with his 8th rebound, gets fouled by Gary Payton.
In the meantime, Chucky Atkins, who had 20 points in that win at Detroit, has matched his season high with 20 here. Butler goes up, got hit, scored the field goal, and Alonzo Mourning fouled him. Will they call it on Alonzo? No.
What a night he's having.
Very kindly give it to Antoine Walker. There's the foul.
Walker,
Yeah, they did get it inside on Antoine. But Caron Butler, just a spectacular performance, can tie his season high with this free throw. Oh! At 34 last year against Sacramento for a season high, his career high 35. Payton for Fitch. That's well short, and Tom Thomas is there.
That's right.
It's too late. And a turnover. Ill-advised pass. Atkins the other way knocks it away.
We've talked about this before, Steve. Down the stretch of the game,
risk reward.
When possession is so important, unless you are absolutely sure you can complete that pass, you'd be better off just holding it up. Get yourself a good possession. You've got a man in Caron Butler who is extremely hot, and right now Miami hasn't found a way to shut him down.
The Heat have missed their last 6 field goal attempts. They've got the ball and 20 seconds on the clock. Fitch again. Rims it. Washington by 1. 4:25 to play in regulation. Arenas. 8 to shoot. Now he holds the dribble and goes to Butler. They want to get it to the guy with a hot hand. He's going to have to fire. Does and misses. Shaq is there.
Well, he got Wade up in the air. I thought he was going to move into him and try and get some contact, but
Shaq just in the lane forever and no call. Baseline for 3. And a loose ball foul, and it's on Washington.
Loose ball foul.
Maybe I caught the second bit of contact, but I saw Haslam pushing off on Caron Butler. The outside shot from the baseline. Watch the left side, right? That's what I saw. A left-hand push, but, well, that actually wasn't even the foul call. It was over on Shaq.
Brendan Haywood in for Atan Thomas. Atan picked up his 5th personal foul. 5 points and 5 rebounds off the bench for Thomas. Shaq.
Sorry, I think you ought to let Van Gundy know that O'Neal's played 17 minutes. Maybe he wants to get him out.
He makes the 2nd free throw to tie the game at 89. It's the 6th tie. Jamison's jumper missed everything. Antoine 3 of 14 from the field. And Gilbert 4 of 21. Jamison with just 6 points does have 10 rebounds.
Once again, it's not the fact that he's missing shots. He looks like he's not comfortable with the release, and he's shot. That wasn't the first air ball he shot tonight.
Looking to get it into Shaq. They do with Haywood on him. Double team on Shaq, and he's fouled. Rodney Mott says to Caron Butler, you hit him in the face.
Well, they know whenever they get an opportunity, they're going to try and seal off lanes for Shaquille O'Neal, try and give Brendan some help.
Shaq to the line where he's 4 of 10 tonight. Butler picks up his 4th personal. 6 points, 7 rebounds for O'Neal.
In 18 minutes, too.
Right, and that's duly noted. They said they were going to try to limit it to 15.
Promised,
yeah,
know?
They did promise.
Yeah.
I think it was a promise. Not sure. Game tied at 89. It's going right down to the wire as the Wizards try to get their first win in 9 straight regular season games against Miami. Butler spins, looks for Haywood. Ball's on the floor. Brendan picks it up, throws it up, no good, and a 24-second violation. Called on Washington.
Timeout, Wizards.
The Wizards' 12th turnover, which has led to 16 Miami points, and there's a timeout in Miami. Wizards and the Heat involved in a battle in Miami with 2:54 to go in regulation, tied at 89. We revisit the Jim Coleman keys to the game.
Well, the Wizards have not successfully kept Wayne out of the middle. He has 33, but they do have their opponents, the Heat, shooting right around 45%. And at this point, only 89 points. We'll see if Washington can close out defensively. Frontline punch. Talk about getting more scoring from the Heat. And fast break points, Washington with 12 fast break points. So that should suit Van Gundy just fine.
Let's go Heat! Let's go Heat!
Heat trying to snap 4 straight losses. Wizards have lost 2 in a row to Indiana and Chicago. Into the corner, Fitch's jumper, and he missed another one. Here comes Butler for Atkins. Chucky, he'll shoot the 3. This time he misses. Around the Haslam screen, jump hook. All he needs is a little bit of a pick, and he'll find a way.
Loves to turn the corner and head towards the basket.
The Heat had missed their last 10 shots until that one by Wade. He's got 35. Arenas will try, and he answers. 23 points for Gilbert. Just his 5th field goal in 22 attempts.
Well, this is certainly got to be a positive thing when you talk about him What, 5 for 22 and 3 for 14 shooting by Jamison, and Washington with a tie ball game under 2 minutes.
Haywood guarding Shaq, gets some help, and the steal. Atkins ahead of the pack, and he missed it. Oh my, he missed it. Offensive foul on Dwayne Wade. Oh boy, he's right up in Rodney Mott's face, and that could have easily been a technical foul.
He's going back to say something.
And he gives him another motion with the hand, and Rodney Mott is just standing and taking it.
Well, you can see from that replay, clearly Brendan in position outside of the restricted area. And Dwayne Wade, and we see this from both Wade and Gilbert Arenas. At times they get out of control, going to the basket, they attack so much.
Timeout, quick break, a minute and a half to play. We'll be back, tied at 91.
Well, you can see it's all tied up with a minute and a half. Watch this steal from Chucky Atkins. You get the double team. Shaq tries to dump it out. Great job, but he's chased by Payton and takes his eye off the basket and misses it. Now Payton gets it. They push it down, get it over to Dwayne Wade. He's in his attack mode. Brendan in position, draws the charge. Dwayne Wade doesn't like the call, but it was the correct call.
So we're tied at 91. Arenas guarded by Payton. Gilbert kicks it over to Butler. Butler for the jumper. Got it. How tough has Caron Butler been tonight?
Boy, unselfish play by Gilbert. He had a look at the basket, but instead kicked it out to Caron, who has had the hot hand all night long. A new season high for him, 28 points, 10 of them coming in this quarter.
Wizards by 2, approaching 1 minute to play in regulation. Wade goes all the way. That's blocked away by Butler. Arenas ahead. Arenas. And he's grabbed, and he'll shoot 2. Caron Butler has been the MVP for Washington here tonight.
No question about it. You think there's a little special incentive coming back here to Miami
Absolutely.
and getting a win? In position. You see Wade double pump, and when he brings it down, Caron right there. Boy, Gary Payton on the hip of Gilbert all the way down. I didn't see who they called the foul on. Could have gone to Fitch or to Payton.
Was on Fitch. Gilbert is perfect from the line tonight, as you can see. And remains that way. 13 of 13. The Wizards as a team, 81% from the free throw line. Washington came into this game 18th in the league, 73% collectively from the line. But tonight, much better. Gilbert makes 1 of 2, and the timeout taken by Miami. 24 points for Arenas, but the Wizards bench. Butler with 28, Atkins with 20, Thomas with 5.
Yeah, they've gotten good production from their bench, and so much so that we talk about them outscoring the Wizards starters. You see Ruffin and Gilbert having some conversation, making sure they have their assignments together.
94-91 Washington.
Ones to watch, Gilbert and Dwayne Wade.
They put it in the hands of Wade, who has 35 points. Drives, spins, throws it up and misses. Rebound and a loose ball foul on Miami.
I believe that was on Shaq, but Michael Ruffin will be the player going to the line for some huge free throws.
Michael is 1 of 2 tonight. The foul was on O'Neal, his 5th.
Once again, Dwayne Wade loves to spin into the middle, but this time a little bit of contact from Brendan Haywood, throws him off, he misses a shot. And Michael Ruffin securing the rebound with a little pressure from Shaq.
Ruffin on the season, including tonight, 3 of 10 from the line. How big is that?
All right.
Michael Ruffin with a gigantic free throw. Ruffin in his 6th year from Tulsa. Career free throw average is 46%.
Well, he got what you at least wanted to have done. He made one of those two to make it a 4-point game. And put 2 possessions is what Miami will need. And Washington has to force him to consume time, challenge every shot. Nothing easy.
For 3. Too easy, Phil.
Too easy and too quick. Only about 6 seconds came off the clock.
So the Wizards will have possession. They've used their last timeout. They lead by 1 with 39 seconds to play. 39 and 4/10 seconds to go for Edward Montgomery Jordan and his Wizards. Arenas guarded by Wade. They clear the side for Gilbert. Goes into the paint, drives, had it stripped away out of bounds, off a knee. Washington ball with 10 to shoot.
Somebody reached from behind, and they must have gotten all ball. Gilbert with a sneaky smile on his face. Did somebody foul him here? He gets by.
Yeah,
that's Payton.
And he hit him on the waist. That's a foul. Arenas penetrates, throws it up. No call. Here comes Miami. Wade, the runner, no good. Tip not there. Rebound. No call. Stripped away in a jump ball with 7 seconds to go. Arenas said, I got the ball, but Rodney Mott says it's a jump ball.
I couldn't tell, but I thought there were 2, Haslam and one of the other Heat players, that were kind of fighting for the ball.
Phil, I want to show you this play again. It's being called way too inconsistently this season. If a player on the offense is touched, it's a foul.
Gilbert Arenas driving to the basket for the second night in a row, going down hard late in the game, and no call. There you see 2 players fighting over Wade and Haslam, and Gilbert takes it away.
This is the play I was talking about, Phil, because right there, and you can see him grab his shorts.
And you also had Wade reach from behind to grab him as well. So even though you have a situation where Gilbert Arenas has been to the line a lot tonight, you've got to make those calls. If a foul occurs down the stretch, you can't let the defense off by not calling.
You can't ignore it.
Yeah.
And it's a clear-cut rule. So will we have Arenas jumping with Alonzo?
That's what it should be. He's saying he took it away from Alonzo, so therefore it shouldn't have been a jump ball. But Washington has to make sure they set themselves up defensively.
And try to keep the ball away from Dwayne Wade.
Absolutely, but they have to match up as well, because they can't allow somebody to pop open for a quick shot, and that's just what they're doing. See Caron Butler right out there next to Dwayne Wade.
And they bring Shaq in as well. Shaq pushes Haywood out of the way after Brendan had established position.
Let's see how they handled it. It's like Shaq said, okay, I want this spot here.
Right, and just pushed Haywood out of the way. And now Eddie Jordan counters with Jarvis Hayes and gets Chucky Atkins out of there. And Alonzo at 6'10", and Arenas at 6'3".
Neither team with a timeout left.
Wade has won so many games for Miami. You try to keep it away from him should they get the tap. Here it is to Wade. Wade for the win underneath to Shaq. No good, and he's fouled, and he'll shoot 2 with 1 second to play. How do you like that?
We're going to have to take a look at that. I mean, it was just a mad scramble. It was a loose ball. Of course, both teams in the penalty. Let's see what happens from this angle. Wayne, I thought, was going to shoot it, but
he never had control of it.
Never had control of the ball. It's a loose ball. And again, it really bothers you as a player. You know, you're not saying that the official is cheating, but you get Gilbert Arenas going to the basket with possession, gets hit, no call, and then a play like that where they do call something. You know, granted, Shaq not a great free throw shooter, but still, you don't want to send anybody to the line.
Well, again, there was some contact, but clearly the ball was loose before Shaq ever had it. He never had possession.
He just had arms wailing. I mean, the ball is a free ball, so let's see.
See if justice prevails here.
So in case he misses this.
Don't let them get the rebound. Shaq.
I looked up on the clock. I see timeouts left 0, so I'm surprised, but evidently Miami had a 20 left.
Shaquille is 4 of 13 from the free throw line tonight. 6 points. He's played in 20 minutes. Here's another look at this play, Phil.
Once again, you see Wade raise up. I thought he was going to shoot it. He dumps it down to Shaq. It's a tough position to put anybody in. And it's just a loose ball. Shaq wasn't ready for the pass. He was positioning himself for the shot and potentially a rebound. But a mysterious call, and Shaq has one more attempt to tie this thing up. And for Washington, they have to make sure they keep that ball away from the basket. Don't allow a missed free throw to be tipped in or even gain possession.
Wow, they called the foul on Haywood. He never even touched him.
Washington with no timeout.
That was close to a foul there. Eddie Jordan is incensed. He is out at midcourt, and he is wailing the officials' way. We've played 48 minutes in Miami, and it's dead even. The Wizards and the Heat tied at 95 as Shaquille O'Neal makes 1 of 2 free throws to tie the game and force it into overtime. Shaquille 5 of 14 from the line.
Gotta laugh at that last free throw he made. I mean, it was a line drive shot, just barely cleared the front of the rim and then went right in.
The Wizards have been involved in 2 previous overtime games this year and won both of them. In Detroit in double overtime, 120-114. And the other night at home against Toronto, 119-111 in OT. Shaq will jump it up against Haywood. Dwayne Wade has 35, Payton 21. The Wizards are led by Caron Butler with 28 off the bench. Gilbert has 24. And Chucky Atkins 20, including 4 three-pointers. Wizards get the tip. We're underway in the first overtime. Jamison, soft jumper, missed it. Antoine.
That looks like the type of shot we're used to seeing, even though it didn't go down. That was a quick release from Jamison.
He's 3 of 15 for the game. Shaq left alone, and he's fouled. Haywood came out to switch off, and it left Shaq wide open.
Yeah, well, he's so far away from the basket. Normally, he'd be a little bit closer. You release him to the guard, take away the quick passing lane, and then hustle back. But there you see, so far he's out by the three-point line. Wade makes the delivery over to Shaq.
Shaquille now 5 of 15 from the line, 7 points, 8 rebounds. shot, no good. Wade open from 16, bricks it, Shaquille. Timeout, Wizards.
Miami has 48 wins overall against Washington. That's more than any other team they've beaten.
Gilbert reach in on Payton. You can see him grab his jersey, in fact. He didn't just make contact. He grabbed his jersey. No call there as Shaq knocked him to the ground. And the call there on Haywood against Shaquille to make 1 of 2 and tie the game. Arenas for Thomas. Back to Gilbert. Gilbert checks the clock. 8 to shoot. Now he pulls up for the jumper. Misses a 3, and Shaquille the rebound.
This might be the first time we've seen this, but Brendan Haywood and Aton Thomas in the game at the same time. Shaq getting a little overtime to work himself into game shape.
Wade turns, misses, Thomas the rebound for Butler. Wizards run 3-on-2. Atkins for 3. How about that? Chucky Atkins with his 5th three-pointer of the game and ties it at 98. Payton for Haslam. Butler gets the rebound. 10 rebounds for Caron Butler and 28 points. Arenas lost the ball, turned it over.
I saw Gilbert say something to Greg Willard, and I'm thinking he's saying that somebody was hand checking as he makes that move. Boy, Dwayne slips on the floor there, goes down pretty hard. He's missed his last 2 shots.
I'll be curious, Phil, to see that replay at some point again to see whether there was a hand check. Butler reached in, really hit something hard. He's in pain.
He hit Haslam. He was going for that loose ball, and Haslam got in his way. Right around his midsection. How many fouls is that? 5 on Butler.
He got hit, like you
Ouch.
say, right in the midsection. He's up, he's okay. 5th personal. Tied at 98 with 2:22 to go in overtime. The Wizards in the heat. Payton guarded by Atkins. Here's Dwayne Wade. They switch off. Haywood. Shaq in on Thomas. Missed it. Follows there.
Critical mistake there. At that point, don't turn and watch the ball. Put a body, especially on Dwayne Wade, one of the top rebounding guards in the league.
Arenas for Thomas inside. His jumper came out of his hands and he missed it. Dwayne Wade with 37 points to match his season high from the last game. Shaq, that should be an offensive foul, and it is. That's his 6th personal, and he's gone.
Well, I believe Eddie has both those centers in there, Ton and Brennan, because if they have to switch off or rotate, they can rotate Ton over to help out. But good position by Brendan Haywood. Shaq not agreeing with the call, but he'll have to sit down.
Timeout. Wizards ball, trailing by 2. Payton for 3. Jamison chases it down and saves it to Wade. Wade off the glass for 2.
say you have to be careful saving the ball at your opponent's basket unless you know where you're going.
Offensive foul on Butler.
Offensive foul.
That's his 6th personal.
Posey stumbling a little bit even before there was any contact. They've been letting a lot of other contact go, but they make that call. It's a turnover for Washington. Their 15th turnover tonight.
Ron Butler, 28 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists in 38 minutes. A valiant effort.
I don't think he realized that that was his 6th foul.
And a great game from Caron Butler. Wizards in desperate straits here now, and they commit a quick foul on Payton, who's an excellent free throw shooter, 81%. And that he will not shoot. The first team foul in the last 2 minutes, so Miami gets the ball on the side. 33 and 4/10 seconds. Heat by 4. Posey. At some point, the Wizards are going to have to foul someone.
At this point, might as well go ahead and try and get their stop right now.
And they do. 9 seconds to play. Atkins looking for a spot to take a 3. Finds Arenas. To Chucky for 3. Got another one. A 3-point shot with 9/10 of a second, and Chucky Atkins has hit 6 3-pointers in the game. And the foul on Wade with 3/10 of a second, and a Miami 1-point lead. So Dwayne Wade with 39 points, 9 of 11 from the free throw line. Our Chevy Chase Bank player of the game. 15 of 27 from the field. And a new season high for Dwayne Wade.
Wizards foul number 33, Brendan Haywood. Spin penalty. At the line, Dwayne Wade.
Wade's career high is 48. He's got 40 tonight. And makes them both. And the Wizards get the timeout. 6/10 of a second. They must have put 3/10 back up.
Back on, yeah.
Washington on the night is 7 of 23 from 3-point range. Atkins has 6 of them. The rest of the team is 1 of 15 from 3-point range. And Gilbert is the only other one with a 3-pointer. He's 1 of 11.
Well, they're going to have Antonio Daniels check in, and he's going to be the passer. Obviously, whoever catches it has to be behind the 3-point line, and they have to put it right up.
To Jamison. Good if it goes, and it doesn't. And the Miami Heat have prevailed here tonight in overtime in a game that will not sit well with Eddie Jordan and his assistant coaches, nor this team.